6:40 the time right now. While major cities are struggling with the reduction in office workers, parades of shops and cafes in smaller neighbourhoods are recovering much more quickly.
Now, research by the University of Manchester suggests this could be down to an increase in home working. Our consumer affairs correspondent Sarah Corker has been looking at how some commuter towns around Greater Manchester are enjoying a surge in consumer spending.
For those no longer commuting to city offices, the local high street and the coffee shop has become the new place to work. Some businesses in commuter towns around Greater Manchester, like this cafe in Bury, are benefiting from people spending more time where they live.
So you enjoyed your carrot cake?
I think when it's at home, it's only really myself and my radio in the kitchen, really. The coffee's a lot better than what I can make at home as well.
When do you think you will go back to the office?
Personally, I think we'll still be working from home by January.
Leah used to work in Birmingham city centre, but recently relocated to Bury.
That's almost kind of made me want to retract and spend more time in quieter areas as well. I find myself wanting to spend more time locally in like sort of small, quaint coffee shops or local businesses.
Hospitality has been one of the hardest hit sectors, but Bloom Coffee is enjoying something of a revival.
It really has surprised us, yeah. Like, I was really quite concerned about it being quite quiet for the reopening, but it's just been busier than it was, like pre-lockdown. So we're so busy that we can't fit anybody else in, and people have to wait outside for tables, which we've never had before. So it's really, really good, really good.
Researchers from Manchester Metropolitan University analysed visitor numbers between March and July at 154 locations in England. In major cities, footfall dropped on average by nearly 76%, but in local high streets it fell by 34%, and the data suggests smaller commuter towns are recovering more quickly.
I know one problem we had previously is that people were at work till 5 o'clock, commuting home. They got home, their local high street was shut. Now they've got that flexibility. They can go any time of the day, any day of the week, and they're finding that it's got services and facilities they perhaps didn't expect. The challenge is for those high streets is, well, can they keep hold of that trade? They've got to keep reinventing themselves.
In large city centres like Manchester, as office workers stay away, the surrounding shops and cafes which rely on commuter trade are really struggling. Instead, people are living and shopping more locally, rediscovering what's on their doorstep. And here in Ramsbottom, just 12 miles from Manchester, businesses have been surprised at how quickly trade has bounced back.
We'll never ever get that 3 months back.
When
we were closed, we'll never get that back, but we are building on it monthly.
Are you seeing a different type of customer than you did before?
Lots of people from out of town who don't feel comfortable going to the big shopping centres, don't like the Trafford Centre, John Lewis, rather come to an independent, so we're getting a lot of new faces.
And as commuting distance to the office has suddenly become less important, people are also reassessing where they want to live.
And we're seeing in these areas now, perhaps a bit more on the edge of city centres or further commute from the city centre, we're starting to see more demand. The flip side to that would be that you would anticipate a cooling of interest and values in perhaps the real city centre hotspots that historically have been a one-way sort of train. So I do think there's going to be a migration.
The knock-on effects of these changes to the world of work are huge, and the appeal of the suburbs is growing. Sarah Corker, BBC News in Ramsbottom in Greater Manchester.